recording now, so the recording of this, by the way, people won't have to wait like through 20 minutes of nothing to get going. Hey, you want to sit down, man, in or something over there? Or just being distracted, or turn this around and just make sure that the thing stays active while we're doing this. And so why are we doing an affiliate competition here coming up? Well, those of you who have been in Empower Network for, we've been around for now a little over 120 days. We got started October 31st of 2011, and we came out with just a massive bang. Month one, we paid out $1.5 million of affiliate commissions. Actually, I can't really say that we paid out $1.5 million because people were just paying each other, but we helped people earn in the first month of Empower Network $1.5 million. Now we've been around for 4 months, and our commissions that we've helped people earn is over $4 million in commissions. It's the highest payout in the history of anything in our entire niche, and we've helped people make money in a lot of countries around the world, Canada, Australia. We've got people in England. We've got people all through the UK. We've got people in Russia. My brother actually has a big team of people in Russia. And it's been a really exciting journey seeing both the developments, seeing the creative marketing that people have put out there, seeing kind of how people have banded together around this message, and how people have even stuck with us a little bit when it's been a little bit rough here. You know, as you guys know, who've been in Empower, and we've talked about this again and again, we've had a policy here of being open and authentic. The reason is because I've been involved in things in the past, so I'm gonna stick this on here, where I don't know why things are going on. I don't know why things are happening. I've been the #1 producer for a lot of different companies. And I'll give you guys an example. I was a #1 producer for a personal development company. When I first got on the internet, I started recruiting to a company. I don't want to mention the name because they're actually still around as a service, but they dropped their network marketing arm, and I don't want to insult them, even though sometimes I have the desire. But I was the #1 producer in this company. I thought one thing about the company, another thing was going on. They weren't open. They weren't clear. They didn't tell us what was happening. And so I thought the company was actually doing great. I was doing great. My residual check was up to about $10,000 a month, 4 or 5 months in. And anybody who's built a network marketing team knows that's actually a pretty decent residual check for especially not pulling a team from one thing to a new thing. See, it's easy to make 10 or 15 or 20,000 a month if you've got a team of 5,000 people and then you pull over 1,000 to a new thing or whatever it is that you do. But if you're building from zero, from scratch, brand new, just recruiting and helping people, creating a $10,000 residual check in 6 months is actually a pretty colossal accomplishment in a low tier network marketing business. So I was up to about $10,000 a month. My last check was a little over $9,000. And then one day out of the blue, I had a meeting going on in Australia with 200 people. A guy was speaking in front of a room of 200 people in the meeting who had just gotten involved, real mover. He'd built teams of 10,000 and 20,000 and 30,000 people and things in different network marketing companies. I had a meeting going on in Germany with several hundred people. This is in the afternoon time, this at the same time. I had a meeting going on somewhere in, it was like Arizona or Utah, huge group of people that were just about to get in. And I had like 5 webinars scheduled through the day with people who had big lists who just decided to join my team because it just started to pick up momentum, right? And it was like March 15th, I think, of 2010. I'd been in 6 months. My residual check was up to $10,000 a month. I was earning about $20,000 a month from affiliate products. I was making about $30,000 a month at the time. And then I got a phone call from my company owners. And they said, David, we've decided to shut down. Now, that if I wasn't making any money or if I just joined, I actually wouldn't have cared. I would have been like, okay, that was a bad choice. Actually, funny enough, I had recruited somebody 10 minutes before the company shut down. And then he got an email saying, sorry, we decided to go out of business. And that guy sent me an email back and he said, you know, this is the fastest I've ever put a company out of business. 10 minutes, you know. But right then, all these meetings going on, all this growth happening around the world, and my company shuts down. My owner called me up, and I wasn't even aware they were having issues. I thought they were doing great. And had I known they were having issues, I would have told people they're having issues. I still would have been growing, and I've been working through the issues, and we could have solved their issues that they had in that company. I could have solved them as a rep very easily if they had been willing to be open and communicate, right? And they weren't. And so it put me in a funny position because all of a sudden I was growing fast. I was succeeding massively. People were succeeding massively. I was recruiting several people a day. I'd built up all these funnels and systems and processes. I was doing 3-way calls at the time a lot and working with people and coaching people and things like this. And then bam, in a moment, the company shuts down. and I'm not aware they have problems. So here's the interesting thing that happened is I thought one thing and another thing was happening, and because of that I was mad. And that day I made a decision I instantaneously I just switched. I said, okay, I'm not going to let this get me down. And I took my team, got in my call. I said, this is what we're going to do. We took massive action. I replaced my income in about 10 days that I just lost by building a new organization. And I kept my team together through my decisive action. But the reality is that had the communication been clear, I would have known. And so that's why at Empower, ever since that time, I've always taken a role where it's better for people to know what's going on, even when it's not good, than it is to play a smoke and mirrors game. Hey, can you make me some of this water? Yeah. It's better to be clear than it is to pretend one thing's going on when in fact another thing's going on. Does that make sense? And so when we had issues in the beginning, you guys actually knew about the issues when we knew about them. The whole shabacle where we were helping everybody get merchant accounts with First Data, and then bam, in a second, First Data decided to shut down the merchant accounts. We actually didn't know about that. We had no idea anything was going on. We knew that they were a little sketchy on our business model, but our information was that they were willing to work with us on it. We had never actually talked to the people who were actually making decisions, although we thought that we had, and we didn't really know what was going on. And then we found out, we told everybody. And we're going to stay like that. The reason why we're going to stay like that is because I believe that the Empower Network it's not here for Dave and I. Dave and I are going to do well with Empower. We're going to make a lot of money with Empower. Don't get me wrong. But Empower Network is not here for that. Empower Network is one of the most unique things about it is it's a company that is entirely built with the intention of helping you in your business and helping you to make money. It's not actually built to help me make money. And a lot of people, they see that because sometimes I go online and I read some of the criticisms and stuff that we get. And obviously we've got tons of fans. We've got way more positive than negative. But like any business that has more than 5 people in it, we do have some critics. And I go and I read some of the criticisms just kind of see what people are saying and to see if there's something that we actually have an issue with or, whatever it is. And some of the things that people say is they're like, oh yeah, these guys, they're just out to get money. They don't care about anybody. And they say things like this, the people that aren't in and aren't around it, right? But I look at this and I kind of chuckle and I say, I don't know if these people realize, that we've put all of our money back into Empower that we've made from it. And there's nothing wrong with making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month or, making huge checks and buying Ferraris and getting private jets and stuff like that. But the reality is, I didn't even start the company for this. I don't even need any money, folks. I don't need money from Empower Network to live. I make plenty enough money without it. I've made more than enough money I could spend for years now. And I just don't even care. What I wanted to do was I had a pain in my business. Right? And my pain in my business that I had came because I intended on one thing and another thing was happening. I intended on being able to help people make money, being able to help people reach their goals in the speed that they want them to reach them in. And what I found is in the affiliate marketing world and in the network marketing world, there's a huge gap between these two different places. And here's where the gap is. Let me explain it to you guys, and you guys will really understand this. It'll really make a lot more sense on why I think Empower Network, it's not just unique, but Empower Network is something that's new, innovative, and different altogether from anything else that's out there. Because here's the gap, all right? On the one end, you've got top tier, right? Now, top tier is useful. I'm never going to dog it. I've never really done it. I've sold high-ticket products on my own. But top tier is useful, and I'm going to explain why it's useful throughout the course of this presentation from a couple things. By the way, I'm not selling you a top-ticket thing. I'm just going to explain this so you understand the gap and where Empower really fits into the marketplace, both in direct sales, network marketing, as a funded proposal, but also as a business, okay? We have top tier over here, and what's top tier? Top tier is selling expensive stuff, and what does that allow you to do? It allows you to make big money fast. Right? Now, if you look out there at the stories, right, in network marketing, you've got here, is this hot or, oh, cool. I'll be taking frequent water drinking breaks here. If you look out the stories in network marketing, okay, the stories that are out there, where people are creating money, you never hear about somebody who's brand new, who doesn't have a big list, who doesn't have a big team, typically, it does happen, but it's super rare, where they join an actual network marketing business and go make $15,000 a month in 30 days. It just does not happen, okay? But the reality is that there's a big need in the marketplace for people to go make $10,000, $15,000 a month their first 30 days. There's a huge need for it because right now, especially, there's a lot of people that have made money their entire adult lives that are laid off and downsized. And we all know the unemployment rate numbers are cooked by the government and that they're way higher than everybody reports that they are, right? So we've got on one end, right, we've got top tier, big money fast, but it's very expensive to join. If you want to get into a good top tier business, I'll tell you who you should talk to is Aaron Rashkin or Ed Prispelski, Ed from Ohio, right? There's Carol Douthit. I always Douthit, I think is how you pronounce her name. I don't want to mispronounce her name. It's kind of weird looking to me. But those, they're in top tier. There's a lot of people in Empower who are. And they sell things that are $5, $10, $15, $20,000. And the advantage of that is there's huge upfront commissions. So somebody could go out and make a sale or two a month and make $10,000 a month. Well, that's great, but it also forms a gap because you have top tier on one end, and then over here you've got MLM, right? And I would say less than MLM or right around it, it's affiliate marketing, right? And then way over here on this end, you've got making your own products, right? And I'm going to explain why these things are where they are in a second. I don't know if you can see the whole whiteboard, right? But you've got affiliate, MLM, you've got making your own products, and then here you've got a huge gap, right? Now here's the results from all these different kinds of businesses. What's the advantage of top tier? Big money fast. You make big money fast by making big sales fast, and you need to put up some big money fast to get in, right? Disadvantage. Everything has its strengths and weaknesses, right? Affiliate marketing. How long does it take somebody to make $10,000 a month in affiliate marketing? Honestly, if we're not being full of crap, all right, if we're just talking about affiliate world, take top tier out, take MLM out, just affiliate marketing, how long does it take for a new person to go make $10,000 a month if we're honest, right? Forever, right? If I look at what I had to do from affiliate marketing to make $10,000 a month, now I learned how to play the game a bit. My business wasn't normal because I learned something called the power triangle, and I learned how to move through huge spheres of people really fast when I got on the internet, right? But the reality is that to do it in affiliate marketing for a new person, it takes forever. You've got to make thousands of product sales. The commission checks take a long time. They don't pay out very frequently, all this kind of stuff. So there's a big gap. It's low cost to get involved or free, right, is the advantages, but it takes forever. And here's the key, is affiliate marketing kind of traps you in a cycle of earning really honestly not very much money from lots of sales, right? It's a little, in some ways, I think it's slightly deceptive because you say, look at how much money you could make, and if you look at the actual commissions that you're getting and the profit sharing and stuff, you've got to be a superhero to make $10,000 a month. You do. You have to be a superhero, all right? Now you've got MLM, right? Now, MLM is awesome, all right? It is. It's a cool business. I've made a lot of money in network marketing. But what's the advantage and disadvantage of MLM? Advantage is it's lower cost, right? You get involved for $200 to $1,000 usually. But what's the disadvantage of MLM? Well, the disadvantage of MLM, folks, is that MLM, you've got to have a lot of people to make a big residual income. And it's way more than people say, all right? And a lot of people think, for example, in network marketing, you're going to go make a $10,000 a month residual check from 200 people on an auto ship. It's not the way that it is, right? You need a lot of people to make big residual money in network marketing. Now, it doesn't matter what you're selling. You can be honest about that, all right? There are companies that have better comp plans, definitely, okay? There are companies that have higher profit margins from less people, definitely, all right? The reality is, though, is that the average spend in MLM is about $200 a month for an auto ship. The average rep actually spends somewhere around like $80, right? This is for every company that's out there. It's the same numbers in every direct sales company, right? And typically what you need to do to make $10,000 a month is have a team that's like 1,500 people on an auto ship. Now, we're not including fast start bonuses and all this stuff. Well, folks, what percent of a team can get 1,500 people on an auto ship? It's a small percent. It's doable, and it's an awesome business. It's a great business. There's a tremendous amount of value in it. However, it takes forever, right, for most people. Now, there are exceptions to that. Better companies, worse companies, obviously. Better comp plans, worse comp plans, higher and lower profit margins. However, let's be honest here. It takes forever, doesn't it? All right? So in between, there's this massive gap in the marketplace. And what's the massive gap? It's people who, number one, want to make money fast, right? Before I get to the rest of the gap, I actually need to explain the last bit because it's going to make more sense here, okay? Sorry, little all over the place. I'm always like that. On this end here, you've got probably the biggest money that people generally make, and that's making their own products, selling info products, right? The whole Brandon Burchard thing, being an expert, branding yourself, right? Attraction marketing, that kind of thing. Selling courses and books and CDs and stuff like this. But what's the problem over here? You've actually got to get results to make it work. If you go out there and try to lie and fake it till you make it, it doesn't work very well, okay? So this is the whole kind of income thing, and in between, massive gap, right? Massive gap. There's a huge divide between the two. There's a big divide between low-tier network marketing and top-tier direct sales. They're both valuable. I think a good business has elements of everything, okay? But there's a big gap there. Do you guys understand that? So what does Empower Network do? Empower Network, it bridges this gap. This is where we fit in Empower Network. Why? Well, because number one, we're low cost, right? Number two, we do have leveraged commissions like you have in network marketing, but because the profit margins are so high, and what are the profit margins? Well, they're 100% minus whatever your expenses are, right? They're in expenses, or marketing expenses, aside from processing expenses from whatever processor you're using, they're 100% profit margins, right? So Empower Network is low cost, has leveraged income, and it has 100% profit margins, right? Because it has 100% profit margins and we've got good upsells with good funnels, a lower amount of people produces a dramatically higher amount of money. And the key is that it does it without interfering with any of these other business models. We've got people in affiliate marketing using Empower Network to sell other affiliate products, sell products on Amazon, to sell things from ClickBank and things like this. We've got people in Empower Network that have built teams of 1,000 people from team members they built here and relationships they built here, and then they've gone on and built other teams of 1,000 people in MLM without interfering with their MLM. Okay? We've had people recruit people into top tier in Empower Network from the people that they've brought into Empower, in addition to the money they've made from Empower. And we have people in Empower Network that have now gone on and made their own products because we teach them how to do it in the Costa Rica Intensive. We actually explain in that product how to make your own products if you want. So we've got the entire spectrum of people, and we fill a massive gap between, because we've got all these people in here who say, I want to make money fast, I'm not ready for this is taking too long, this is bullshit, and I can't do this because I'm not an expert. Where do I fit in? You fit into Empower. That's where we are. Does that make sense to everybody? So this is really the gap we fill. It's why we've worked real well. It's because whenever there's a massive need in the marketplace, whoever can best fill that need is going to make the most money, and that's us. Now, the difference between us and some of the other things that would attempt to be in the space is our stuff is actually good. You know, I was talking to Aaron Rashka. I bring him up a lot because I just like him. I like, you know, I try not to play favorites. Aaron Rashkin, he's kind of a funny guy, and I like him and I respect him because he makes a lot of money and he does what he pleases. I always respect somebody who they say exactly what's on their mind when it's on their mind, and they don't take excuses from anybody, especially not themselves, right? And he's kind of like that. And you know, he came in here and he's like, dude, you know, you guys are the most generous people in the world. I can't even believe that you're doing this. And I said, well, the reality is that Dave and I's profit margins are fine at Empower, even with the 100% commission model, right? Without the e-wallet stuff, right? Our profit margins are fine, right? The reason why we made that is to give everybody a processing solution. But the reality is that I know something, and that's that if I can help you get what you want, that I'll get what I want. And he said, Dave, I don't think a lot of the other people in this industry who are not in Empower Network, I don't think they realize how cutting edge your training is in there. He says it's the most cutting edge training in the marketplace of affiliate marketing. I've bought everything. I've gone through everything. It is the most cutting edge, up-to-date information that exists. And he says, I'm just moving all my affiliate traffic into it. People who are not even wanting to sell it, I'm selling it to them. We sell from a make money message. And a lot of people criticize us for that. They say, well, they're just out there to talk about money. And you want to know why we sell from a make money message? Do you want the truth? It's because it sells better, right? If you go out there and you have 2 sales messages, this is just a little education on selling. In this niche, it's actually pretty easy why people make decisions, right? Take products out of the question for a second. Now, products are necessary, and they're necessary for several reasons. Number one, because if you don't have a product, you could get in trouble with regulators. Number two, if you don't have a product, people won't keep buying. You can get them to send you money doing cash gifting, but they're not going to keep doing it, right? If you don't have a product, right? If you want people to keep giving you money, you need a good product, all right? But the reality is that that's not why people in this niche buy stuff. It just isn't, all right? Look at a presentation from Ryan Dice, who's the king of affiliate marketing here, right? Look at his presentation. What does he talk about? He talks about making money. He talks about how much money you can make. He talks about new business ventures, right? Look at a presentation from Frank Kern, where he's going through slides. What does he talk about? He talks about making money. He talks about how to make money. He talks about how to get people to pull out their credit cards. That's what he talks about in the presentations, right? Look at the people who have produced the best results in your network marketing company. Go to an Amway meeting. Amway just had their first $1 billion month last year, all right? First $1 billion month. They've been around for like 70 years. You go to a meeting, what do they talk about? Do they talk about SA8 and LOC and all the Amway products and Nutrilite? No. They talk about making money and having a better life. Why? Because that's what sells. That's why people do stuff. It taps into the base natures of human beings. It taps into the base instinctual desires that we all have to provide better for our family, to be victorious in life, and to command our own resources, right? So that's why we use the money-making message. It's because it sells better. It just sells better, right? And then we provide the value on the back end to keep people around. So that's the message of Empower Network. That's where we fill in the gap. So we've worked well, even though we've had issues. We've still paid out more than other companies, even though we've been shut down twice. We've been paid out more than other companies. Why? Because we fill a massive need. We do it better, quicker, and faster than anybody in the marketplace, period. And if you question that, here's what I want you to do. I want you to watch the presentation that I just put up with Empower, and I especially want you to watch it all the way through and watch the testimonials of the results people have had. I just spliced in about 30 testimonials, or about 15, into the new sales video. It's unbelievable the results and the stories people have had here. We've had 4 people make over $100,000 in Empower Network. We've had over 36 people make over $30,000. It's unbelievable how much money people have made here for a company that doesn't fit into any of the traditional categories. And that's where we stand, is we come here to fill in the gap. That's the purpose of Empower Network. And the long-term vision here is to pull you in to the inner circle and to make you the message, right? And that's why we're a little bit different. So that being said, we're now ready to relaunch. Now, there's some things that are going to be being advanced and progressed a little bit here. I need some more water, actually. Just give me a second here. It really is hot out here. Never come to Costa Rica in the hot season. They hear hot season, Aki, and you want to tell them how hot it is? It's like, it's like the hot season is the time you don't come. You come in because people think, well, it's not the hot season, I don't want to go then. The not hot season is perfect. It's like it rains every day, it's 80 degrees, all year round, 78 to 85 degrees. It's just perfect. And like the hot season is like 100 degrees for 4 months straight from December to April. I'll never do an event here in the hot season, so you don't have to worry about that. But you just don't listen to the hype and travel magazines. You want to come here in the rainy season, all right? Which starts in about a month. All right, so we fill in the gap. So we're ready to relaunch. Now, there are some things I want to make everybody here aware of, and just let me make sure this is still okay. Cool. There are things I want to make everybody here aware of because we're getting some questions on them, and I also want to make sure everybody's clear, and I want to make sure that you guys are ready to capitalize. We have things that are really cool prizes you can win if you've got some influence. Now, I'm gonna be fair, right? There's only one room for a number one prize, okay? And most people in an organization won't even try to hit it because they know they can't hit it. For example, first prize I was ever around, I didn't even try because when I got on the internet, it was too early. I didn't have influence. I didn't have my marketing running. I didn't have any money yet. So I didn't even try. Okay? I didn't even try. So we've got stuff that you can win even if you're brand new. Okay? And everybody here can win something extraordinarily cool. Okay? So if you're thinking this is a top-heavy prize, well, Empower Network doesn't have a top-heavy compensation model. It's a people's compensation model. We have a lot of people making big money. We have a lot of people making a little, okay? Because we're paying 100%, the commissions are higher everywhere for selling our stuff. So competition is going to be like that too. Obviously, we're going to have a number one, and then we're going to have top 5, top 10, everything like that. I'm going to tell you what those are, but then we have a scale for stuff that everyone can win, because we want you to be able to get some massive results and exposure over the next month, even if this is your very first day and you're just hitting that button below the video and getting started right now. Okay? That's we want you to be able to win. Okay? And so that being said, a couple of issues, just so you know, and so you know they're not actually problems. Number one, with our new payment system, our order process, when we're processing payments for people, is going to be slightly clunky for at least a week. Okay? We know it'll be okay, and it'll be better in about a week. Okay? For those of you who have ordered something in the last few days, you notice there's just too many pages involved with it. Well, that's being shortened down to a streamlined process, but there's a couple of other more important things I'm going to talk about here in a second that are getting finished before that order process is streamlined. The orders are working. We've had thousands of orders placed through our new system already over the course of the last few days. Okay, we've actually paid out our biggest commission days in the last month. In the last few days, we had it was like a $26,000 day the other day. We've done about $20,000 in sales actually today already. Okay, just so you guys know, and it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. It is working, but it's slightly clunky. Just so you know, we know about it, and that's going to be toned up, and the conversions from that are going to be cranking again, hopefully within a week. It might be a week and a half. There are slightly more important issues just right before that. Also, another thing to be aware of, we have in our new model, we have an option. Okay, now everybody here needs to have a e-wallet from us, and the reason why you need to have it, there's actually a lot of reasons, and again, this is part of clarity and it's part of transparency. There's several reasons why we actually put that admin fee in place. Number one, it's actually a legal protection for us to help make us just a step above with the business opportunity rules, pyramid scheme regulations, FTC regulations, and things like this. It's actually important for regulation and company for us to have some sort of a non-commissionable thing to participate in the affiliate compensation model. Nobody's downlines are being taken away in the meantime, but everybody here does need to be on this. Okay, it's actually a part of a legal set of legal requirements that we have to maintain, but also this is a good thing. Why? Because this here will pay for the company once we have about 5,000 people on this. It'll pay for all the stuff that we're doing to advance the company, and then that won't be coming out of Dave and my pocket, and we'll be able to earn money like regular affiliates again. We'll be able to pay for a management team. We're actually outsourcing a customer service department that'll actually be picking up the phones. So there's actually going to be phone support later next week, and we're going to be training those guys over the next couple of months. That we'll have phone support most of the day, and we'll have live chat support, all kinds of things that we're doing. Also, we're going to be able to pay for some major technological upgrades from this. So this is going to a company investment and to pay for things, but also it's managing some risk and mitigating some risk, because remember, everybody here was paying for a payment processor, okay? Now we're processing your payments. A payment processor was charging you $40 a month, and if you want to use us, it's only $20. So it's actually a cost reduction for you. In addition, it helps pay for the company, and instead of paying the merchant companies, you get to pay Empower, who's providing the service anyways, right? So this is actually a great value for people, and it helps protect the company, and everybody does need to be on it. It's a requirement that we've got, and there's a grace period, for people that have been involved, but you do need to be on it. And I'm going to talk about, you actually need to be on this to participate in the affiliate competition as well. Okay, just so you guys know, it's a requirement, and this allows us to pay you. It actually is a service. We give you an e-wallet, and that e-wallet actually has some amazing functionality that we're not implementing here for the next couple of months, that we're going to be gradually turning it on. We're actually going to eventually, over the course of the next couple of months, this e-wallet will actually be like PayPal, more so in the sense that you'll actually be able to pay each other directly again. Like when we first launched, we won't be paying out as much. You'll actually be able to be paying each other directly through the e-wallet, just like a merchant account or anything else that we have, but we'll be providing as a service, so nobody has to get approved or anything like this, and you could get your commissions a lot faster. Right now, it's going to be slightly clunkier. That's okay, because it's better right now that we take things a little bit slower on that side to make sure it's right, to make sure that everybody's taken care of, that the metrics of it are working properly, and that we can get people's commissions paid out on time and things like this. So right now, for the people that are getting paid through this, there is a little bit of a wait for commissions, and then we're going to be paying out weekly. Somebody said, why is that? Well, it's because we have a merchant account. We're getting paid on a a little bit of a gap because it's an international merchant account with unlimited processing volume, and then we're getting paid weekly. So as funds come in, we're paying commissions. Does that make sense to everybody on here? So this is why this is. Now, if you have this, you also have the option of inserting your own merchant account if you have one. So if you do have a merchant account of your own and you want to process your own payments for your own product sales, you can still use yours, okay? We're not taking that away from anybody. You can still use your own payment processors. Some people prefer that. Eventually, this option here, this is one of the reasons why we are making everybody get on it. Number one, for the legal thing, but also this is actually going to be eventually able to get people commissions even faster than normal merchant accounts. But it's going to take us probably 6 months, a year and a half to get to where we want to be, which is instant. We want instant, right? But it's going to take some time, okay? And we have to play some games. So that being said, just so everybody knows, also affiliate competition. Now this is the way that it's going to work. There's going to be a point scale. You say, when's it starting? Well, Pacific time after midnight tonight, the points start accruing. So nothing until then, all right, it counts towards this, all right? And it's going to go for 3 weeks. None of this 8-month competition nonsense, okay? 3-week competition, a 3-week push, that's it, okay? Points start accruing after midnight tonight. Now tomorrow we're going to do this announcement more on a public audio, all right? We're going to bring some of the leaders out and do a big blast. We have expanded our conference lines. We can now get thousands of people on our conference lines, okay? So the Monday call, we're going to do a public announcement for this too to get more people on. But the 1990, here's the way the points are going to accrue. You have to have a product to get points on it, right? I like that. So if you have, there's a few things that you get, all right? We have some people out there who had a subscription to Empower, right? They haven't resubscribed because their sponsor had a merchant account shut down or whatever it was, and they're just kind of sitting around there waiting, okay? Resubscribing a blog member for the 25, resubscribing a blog member, you're going to get a point, okay? Subscribing a new blog member, you're going to get 2 points, okay? Getting somebody set up on the e-wallet, you're going to get 3 points, okay? You say, Dave, why are you giving points for that? Well, because it helps pay for the company, right? So I'm incentivizing you guys to do it. Getting a person resubscribed to the inner circle, you're going to get 4 points. Getting a new subscription to the inner circle is going to be 5 points, okay? Selling a 250K formula is going to be 6 points, and then selling a Costa Rica Mastermind Intensive for 500, and of course, in addition to all your commissions, is going to be 8 points. Pass-up sales to you from your team don't count. This is for personal production. So even if you don't get the commission on a $500 sale, but you make the sale, you still get the points. If it's one of your pass-ups that goes to your sponsor, right? You're still going to get the points on these products. Now, points are going to start accruing. We don't have the reporting for this yet. Also, so you know, with this, we are tracking commissions for the people we're paying, but the back office visual display for the commission reporting won't be up till later in the week. Just so everybody here knows, this is kind of where we're at. All these are going to start now, all right? So this is kind of the point schedule that we've got. Now, why are we doing points versus like income? Well, because we wanted to do something that's based off of personal production only. Because obviously there's a lot of people here at Empower that have huge teams and huge organizations already. They can still go get a lot of points by resubscribing people who are unsubscribed existing customers, okay? And also upgrading people, all right? But also we wanted this to be available if you were brand new and had never marketed in Empower before, you can win, okay? So it's not gonna be based on pass-ups, it's based on personal production. That makes sense? So what are the prizes? Let me grab this and talk about the top 10 first, because I like the top 10. And by the way, as soon as we can, which will probably be 2, 3, 4 days in, we'll send out reports every day, every other day on the blog of how people are doing in the competition. So, all right, let's look at this here real quick. Do you have where's a thing, eraser?
It's actually right there.
Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna, all right, so prize 1, what is it? $10,000 cash. Paid into your e-wallet, of course, all right, once the competition's over. All right, so whoever gets the most points from any combination of those, any combination of sales, $10,000 cash on top of your reward. right? I think that's pretty cool. I've actually only been in one competition that paid out $10,000 cash. And it was like I won, of course, but it was like a 4-month competition. So you have a chance to win $10,000 extra in 3 weeks, right? Who here is excited about that? If you are, write in the comments. Say, that freaking pumps me up. Now, obviously, how many can win that? Number one. That's it. We're not going to pay $10,000 cash to 50 people. So that's a top guy prize, whoever the top dog is. And we're going to give you a lot of exposure if you win. And that's one of the benefits here of Empower, is that exposure equals ability to sell other stuff. If you're in a network marketing business, a top tier business, we give you a lot of exposure to our database. People will go and just join your business and buy your stuff. It's just from the name exposure, the name recognition, name brand, okay? Now we have a top 5 who are also going to get a massive amount of exposure. Now top 5 includes this. So the number 1 wins this plus the top 5 prize, okay? So top 5. Now I actually think that this is even cooler than $10,000 cash. Here's why. It's because the exposure and branding from this cannot be replaced with money, okay? It can't. So I actually think this is cooler, okay? So what's a top 5? Well, this summer, and the dates aren't completely set, but we're looking in, over a few dates over a course of about a month, probably June or July, when it's the rainy season here, when it's nice, we're going to do more of a high-ticket event out in Costa Rica. All right, we don't have pricing for it yet. We don't have exact dates for it yet, but we are doing it. We've decided to do it already. And here's what we're doing. Here's the goal. I'm going to tell you guys about this because I think that it's going to be a massive value for helping us cover the whole spectrum at Empower. We're going to create more of a high-ticket product at Empower where people can earn massive commissions. Okay, really fast. Not a $20,000 level. We'll leave that to the bigger top-tier companies that are specifically focused in that niche. But probably rent more around $2,500, $3,000, something like that, where you could go out and make a sale a day and make $90,000 a month in commissions or so. Top 5, here's what is going to happen. That retreat by itself, first of all, you're going to win free tickets to the retreat itself, which will be like a $5,000 value or something like this. Flight reimbursement up to $800. Okay. So, if you're in some ridiculous location in the world, probably won't cover the cost of your flight, but, hey, it's something, okay? And that's if you go. If you don't come for whatever reason, because you're crazy, we won't give that to you. So that's up to you to come. You're going to stay with us. We're going to rent out a home the speakers are going to stay in. You stay in a luxury home here. Come down 2 days in advance, and we're going to play and do some masterminding and talk about the vision, direction of the company. And then here's the cool part, though, is you're going to have a training role in that product, right? Now, how many people here would like to be featured in a higher-end product without having to invest in developing it that thousands of people are going to buy and go through, right? Probably everyone. So I would fight for that. If I was an affiliate, right? I wouldn't really care about it this as much. I would honestly go for that just because, I'm competitive, but I would fight for that, right? It's valuable, okay? You can't replace that with money. The exposure, branding, the being featured, having your name and a link to your blog or whatever in a product people are paying, $3,000 for, or more, or whatever, somewhere around there. I'd fight for that. Yeah. So top 5, 6. So if you guys are excited, you're welcome to, write comments and stuff in there. MacBook Pro. Okay. Whoever number 6 is. 7. This is like a $1,200 value. I've actually won a MacBook Pro before. I think I've won 2 of them. Mac Mini. Those are actually pretty cool. You guys can go to the Apple store and see how much these things are. iPad, whatever the newest iPad is, for number 8, 9 is going to be just an iPod Touch. All right. And then 10 is going to be an Apple TV, right? These are just typical prizes. This stuff is the coolest. I would shoot for the top 5. And how do you do it again? Well, it's just whoever accrues the most points for the next 3 weeks, starting after midnight to the end of the day, midnight on the 31st of March, right? Cool? Anybody excited about that? Now, obviously, there's only 10 spots here. So there's another role for everyone where everybody could win some cool stuff, all right? So here's what I want to do, because I've been talking now for about 30 minutes straight. I need to take like a 3-minute breather. My voice is getting a little dry because it's hot out here. Obviously, it's the hot season. So go grab some water, coffee, tweet, share, post on your Facebook wall. If you append, by the way, those of you who are new on here, if you're an affiliate, and if not, just get in. Just get in. Question mark. Somebody could write this in the chat. Who's in the chat? But question mark ID equals username at the end of this link, and sales will track to you. Okay. Anybody who does that. So that being said, folks, 2 to 5 minute break. I need to drink some water, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about low tier prizes. And then afterwards, I'm going to come back. I'm going to talk about what to do next and how to market, how to create bonuses, how to get people to buy from you specifically, how to create team incentive and pull, how to use this competition to recruit more people into your team, to get massive branding and exposure, and all sorts of little tricks of the trade that most people don't talk about, that I could really probably sell in a course and probably will at another time. So come back, stay on, grab some water, enjoy yourself, and we'll be on for probably about another hour when I come back. That cool? So, hey, let's give everybody a nice view of the ocean, Aki, and we'll turn off the sound for like 3 to 5 minutes. gotta hit that button.
Oh, that button.
Yeah, you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, hey guys. My brother was talking to you for like the last 2 minutes, telling you I was coming right back. So the microphone was off there. So hey, can you get this? Can you get this back turned on here?
I'll make sure I get it.
All right. Cool. My throat's a little bit drier now, a little bit more calm. And then hold on a second. We need where'd I put my dang marker? I'm always losing things. See what I'm talking about, folks? Lose things, late to everything. Somehow I can still sell stuff.
Well, nobody really cares about any of that crap anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's funny, but they hang out. They hang out for. Well, dude, I mean, you gotta be like, you gotta try to at least be remotely on time, because otherwise people leave before you start the webinar. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you gotta be.
We're only an hour late today. We're teasing people. Anyways, folks, hey, we're gonna get started. All right. So, hey, folks, by the way, the stuff that I've got here, there's also going to be some additional stuff that you can win as well that are a little bit higher that we're going to be rolling out and coming up with over the next couple of days, because we're creating essentially a scale that you can get increasingly cool prizes as you go along the scale, right? And just so you know, you're only going to win one of these, not all of them together. You're like, I'm going to win, first prize plus, an Apple TV. No. All right. So hold on just a second here. I'm going to go through this, and then we're going to get into, let me make sure this is working. We're good. All right, we're good to go. And then we're going to get into some training, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do some really cool stuff with bonuses, how to recruit people into your teams in the next 3.5 weeks, how to really engage your energy, some stuff I'll be willing to do for you guys that is going to be flipping on some intensity. And the purpose of this, we're good? We got it?
Yeah, I was just getting you a little bit closer.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'm about to there. You got it. Okay, cool. All right, so guys, first of all, so remember, point system. The point system is the same across the entire competition, okay? And we've got the top 10 right here. We went over. There's going to be a makeshift page up by tomorrow, and there'll be an official prizes page that we'll have up here soon that we can send people to with video and everything like this. Might even put this video here, although I'll probably cut out the parts that are a little rambly. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a sliding scale and have things that everybody can strive for. So in case you're not in the top 10, and you're not right now, which is okay, everybody could be in the top 10 at one point or another, and not everybody's there right now. And so if that's not you, here's what you can do. All right, number one is, anybody who gets 15 points or more, okay? Can you see this far over on the board?
Yeah, I got the whole board in there now.
You got the whole board. By the way, you guys can make this full screen on your computers, and you'll probably be able to see this pretty clear because we are broadcasting pretty high bandwidth. All right, so anybody who gets 15 points or more, you're going to be entered into essentially a drawing, okay, where we're going to pick a person who's going to get comped on the retreat and is going to be able to come out and hang out with us a couple days in advance for the retreat, high-end retreat we're doing in the summertime. Okay, obviously, we're not going to pick everybody. We might pick, 1, 2. It'll be at least one person. But everybody's going to get a ticket to be entered into that drawing who gets 15 points or more. You want to be in there because you want to be at the retreat anyways. And heck, if you can get, comped on it and get a flight reimbursed and things like that, it's badass, right? So 15 points or more, you get one ticket to the drawing. Now, what's important about this is every metric that I've got here, you get another ticket in that drawing. Okay? So this ticket, you get one chance to win. 15 points, 25 points, you get 2 chances to win, and so on and so on and so on with all the rest of these. All right? And it just keeps increasing, so your likelihood of winning will go up. Cool? All right. So 15 points, you get a drawing to win that high-end retreat. 25 points. Okay, this marker sucks, dude. What was that? Where's that other one I had? Hold on a second, folks. You can't see that. It's just like, I think that one's a little better. Hopefully it's not a permanent marker. I've done that before. And the maids have to come and scrub this for like hours to get it clean. Right, hold on, let's see. All right, much better. 25 points. All right. which remember, you can do through any combination of selling any of these products. If you've got existing customers, you'll be able to get points for upselling. Okay, 25 points, 2 tickets to the drawing, right? And also, you can get an iPod Shuffle. You say, Dave, those are tiny. Well, it's a cool prize for doing nothing, essentially. Okay, this would be like if you brought in like 2 people or something like this. You could do that, right? If they bought everything. 50, and this, remember, keep in mind, folks, this is for everyone, right? Anybody who gets these can win these prizes, right? 50, now this is where it gets cool, okay? Because you get 2 tickets here, 3 tickets here, but 50, we're going to do another event, like a public event coming up within the next few months at Empower, right? And we'll have the dates for those. Sometime in the next 3 weeks, we'll have a date for our first event, okay? That we're going to have. This is not the retreat, not the expensive one, okay? This is like a public one, much lower entry fee, $250, $300, something like that. But anybody who gets 50 points, you get a free ticket, okay? So you can come to our event for free, right? Pretty cool. 100 points, and this is anyone who gets these, all right? Anyone who gets this amount of points or more, this is what you can win, okay? 100 points, and you're going to get 4 entries into the drawing, and then you're going to get 2 free tickets to the event. So if you want to bring a team member, comp somebody, offer an incentive, you can offer that to somebody else as an incentive, right? For getting involved, right? Or working with you or whatever it is. All right. And that's where I'm going to cut these off for now. And we have some other cool things that we're going to offer for increased beyond 100. But that's it for what I want to announce for now. We're going to probably go all the way up to about 300 is what we'll go to. So everybody can win some cool stuff, right? But I'm still brainstorming on what the coolest possible things are that I could give for over 150 points. And I'll have them by tomorrow, right? So, but these are something everybody could win. And I'll tell you something here, folks. You want to get as much as possible. And the reason is that, like, for this, for example, you want to be at this event anyway. That's going to be like a $500 value for free, right? And every single person here could win that very easily. 100 points. So you say, how many people is that, Dave? Well, if you got one customer, right, who bought everything, it would be 8. My brain's blank for a second. 14, 19, 23, 26, right? 28, 29 points for one customer, right? Huh? Did I make adding wrong?
Well, because some of the resubscribe, you're adding the resubscribes with the new subscribers.
Oh, yeah. It was. See what I'm saying? I mean, how do I make any money on the internet? So, yeah, you take off a new customer, right? You could get 2, 4, or 2, 3, 5. So 5, 10, 16, 24. So a new customer, you could get 24 points. So essentially, if you want to get free tickets to our public event, right, you could get 2 customers, right, plus another one, or a resubscribe, or something like this. 2, right? Now, obviously, you have to buy all the products yourself, which you should be doing right now, right? But I had to throw a plug in there, right? I had to throw a plug in there. But folks, 2 customers, you could win a free thing to the event. That's the easiest way to get free tickets to the event I've ever heard in my life. 4 customers, and then a couple other little sales, but 4 customers who buy everything, so maybe 8 sales, right? And then work with people to upgrade them and stuff like that. 4, right? You could get a free ticket to our public event and take someone, and get entered into a drawing to win a $5,000 retreat, and get your flight reimbursed to come out and hang out with some real badasses that really know a lot and can help you, right? So anyone can win this stuff, and it's valuable. And what we're going to do, and let me tell you guys about what we're doing and what the vision is here in the next bit. I'm going to take 3 more minutes on the competition, just explain this a little bit, and then I'm going to show you guys how to win, okay? And remember, everyone can win. Obviously, only one's going to win this, but everyone can win, right? So the events, why do you want to go? Both of them. I'm going to talk about both and the differences between the two, okay? We've been wanting to do a public event since we launched, and we would have done one probably in January, but, we were working on banking stuff, so we didn't do it. So we're going to do one in the next several months, a big public one in the States, okay? And at that event, we're going to pull the smartest marketers on the internet who are in Empower Network. And we're going to teach you guys something. And there's a different energy at an event where you're just there to get pitched and an event that people are really there to help you. Okay, what does a normal internet marketing event look like? I'm just going to be honest, okay? You go there and get pitched for 5 days or 3 days in a row, right? I mean, you go there and day 1, you get pitched. Day 2, you get pitched 15 times. Day 1, it's only 4 times because it starts at night. And then day 3, you get pitched 10 times because they leave a little earlier. But each day, you get pitched every hour for 3 days and taught really nothing, because the people who are on the stage are only there to pitch, because they're only going to teach you what they're really wanting to teach if you buy their stuff. So you're essentially going to an event to get pitched. Well, if I want to travel across the country, I don't want to travel across the country. This is just my opinion, folks. I personally am not going to travel across the country to get pitched for 3 days, right? So I don't even like going to them, honestly, because if I'm going to get pitched, I could stay on the internet and I could watch pitches, right? I could buy DVDs and watch people's sales pitches, right? I can watch, Amway videos, or I can go on YouTube and watch somebody selling something, or watch 8 sales videos in a day if I'm ever in the mood to get pitched for 3 days in a row, right? I don't know if anybody here feels the same way I feel, right? Now, I'm not insulting pitching, because, I pitch like nobody's business. I could sell like the best of them, And if I'm going to go to an event where I'm speaking and it's an event like that, I'm going to pitch too, right? Because it's the game, right? But for me personally, right, and I don't know how you feel, I don't want to spend $300, fly across the country, and get damn pitched for 3 days and taught nothing, right? It's just my personal opinion. I'm not insulting what anybody else does. It's a great business model, but here's the problem with it, is if you do events like that, nobody wants to go to the damned events, right? Nobody. Because nobody wants to keep going and just they know after a while. You do it, you go once and you're like, after you leave, you're leaving with a pile of CDs that you'll never listen to, and you're leaving with the CDs and taking them out, and you're like, I got bamboozled. I got a whole closet full of CDs I bought my first event I went to because I didn't know the game, right? And then I still haven't listened to them because there's better stuff. But anyway, so you get the things of the stuff you got pitched, and then you go home and you look at them, and then you go to event 2, and it happens again. But what happens is after that, you never go again, right? So as a result of that, what happens? The internet marketing events specifically never have more than 600 or 700 people at them. You notice that? Like if you look at 2 things, right? Amway events, internet marketing events. Amway events are talking about damned Amway. Who's interested in Amway? Obviously a lot of people. And internet marketing is supposedly unlocking the secrets of the universe. The internet marketing events have 600 people, and the damned Amway events have 15,000. How do they get 15,000 people there? It's because you don't get pitched for 3 days. They actually teach you stuff. Right? So at our event that you could win free tickets to, that you want to win, right? Folks, we're going to teach you for 3 days straight. Okay, this is our public one that we're doing. That's low ticket. We're not going to give free tickets for 50 points to a $5,000 retreat, obviously, right? Folks, you want to win, and you need to go to that event. It's not going to be like this normal trash you go to, okay? We're going to teach you for days. Why? Because if you succeeded in power, as leaders here, it's a different metric. Because remember, we're getting 100% commissions, and we have pass-up sales and things. If you teach somebody how to do something successfully, it's not just a sale, right? That person who you're teaching successfully, they might go out there and make you $100,000 next year if you teach them, right? Whereas if you just pitch them, they just never come again. So our event is going to be different, okay? And you want to go. And so you can win tickets to the event, and you could win a chance to hang out, right? I just thought of something else cool that we're going to do with the points, but I don't know how many points it is, so I don't want to tell you. But wait till tomorrow. All right. So that's that. Now, what is the purpose of the high ticket event then? You say, Dave, there's a low event, and then what's the high one? Why are you doing 2? Well, we're doing 2, and here's why. Is because there's certain things that not everybody's ready for yet. For example, not everybody's at a point yet where they want to learn how to make their own products and build their own viral funnels and build their own systems, right? And create their own sales tools. And not everybody's in a place yet where they're wanting to learn how to build a team of 10,000 people, and they've got the skills and the resources to be able to do it. So a high ticket event isn't right for everybody, because at this event, we're going to teach you how to go from 0 to 10,000 a month in marketing your business at our event, our public one. On this one, this is for leaders, right? People who want to go out there and make $1 million a year, who want to do $4 million in sales in 120 days, right? who want to pay out millions of dollars in commissions in hundreds of countries. This is a different event. So there's a different metric and a different price attached because we let everybody in this event and they're not ready for the information. It's too intense. They'll get blown out. So this event is valuable, but it's more expensive. Does that make sense? So we're going to do these in the next few months. You can win both. And I want to tell. So that's what you can win. I'm super excited about this 3-week push. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about what we're going to do to help you get sales. And then I'm going to talk about how to win stuff and how to create incentives and things like this and get people to move and to take action. Even if you're new, you can create incentives even if you're new for people to join you, right? And I'm going to give you guys some cool marketing resources and things like this that you can use. And I'm also telling you about some of the things that some additional things we're going to do for you kind of over and beyond over the next few weeks. So hold on just one second. Let me erase this. Everybody got this? Take a snapshot? Okay. We've got these all written down and just need to get put up on a page. So just so you guys know, they're not going anywhere. All right. So let me look at my notes for the rest of this. This isn't the one with my training note. I'm just looking at the structure here. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, give me some more water. That'd be great. All right, so let's talk about, again, the schedule, structure. Let's talk about how to make sales, how to incentivize, how to create movement and traffic, all right? But we're going to keep this very simple, right? For a daily process over the next not 30 days even, 21 days or so, okay? The next few weeks we're gonna go over this. All right, so the schedule again, what is it? After midnight tonight, okay? So, and that's Pacific, right? Because people are all in different time zones. After Pacific midnight tonight, points start accruing. The points won't be visible in your back office yet. We're hoping to get them visible in your back office, but we'll at least report them frequently. Okay, we'll let you know where everybody's at and where everybody stands in the competition, where all your competition stands. All right, and we'll be putting together reports and things for this. The schedule after midnight tonight, okay, going to be March 12th through March 31st. Okay, and when does it go till March 31st? Same time, 11:59 p.m. Pacific. Now, the time zone, that might actually shift a little bit. I actually have to talk to the programmer and make sure that we can just do it based on Pacific, or if we have to do it based on our system time. I think that's not a problem. So Pacific time is what we're going to say, because that's what I'd like to do, okay? But that's when it's going. So what's that? 3 weeks, all right? How many sales can you make in 3 weeks? It depends really on how much you know. A new person, they're not going to be able to make 200 or 300 sales or get 200 or 300 customers usually because they're new. Somebody like me who knows what they're doing, in 3 weeks I could make about 1,000 pushing, okay? And I will, by the way, over the next, I don't count. Obviously, I'm not trying to take my own $10,000 prize, but I'll probably make about 1,000 sales over the next 3 weeks, okay? And the cool thing is that all the marketing that I do, I'm going to make publicly available so you guys can copy and swipe and send. So everything that I'm doing, from stuff on my own personal list, from ads we put out, from marketing pieces we send out in the mail, phone calls we make, resources, tools we're using, broadcasts we're sending out, voicemails we're sending out, all of it, emails, swipe copy, blog posts, videos, all of it will be available to everybody, okay? Because one of the things I believe is in transparency, and I also believe, this is a little bit of a different perspective, I believe that somebody can't lead in an area where they're not working. So for me, it's more important, for example, in Empower, for me it's more important in Empower Network to lead by marketing than it is even to work on anything else in the company. The infrastructure stuff, we can hire people to do that. But if I want to lead and I want respect, I got to lead by marketing. So I'm going to go, my goal is, and I'll tell you if somebody gets more, maybe we'll display Dave and I's points too, just to show you guys where we're at, so you guys can compete against us. I'm actually curious if anybody could outproduce me in the next 3 weeks. Why don't we do that? Dave, if Dave Sharp's watching, why don't we do that? Why don't we show how many points we're getting too from our own personal production and see if there's anybody that could beat us? I'm actually curious if somebody could. You guys know you can actually make more than Dave and I in Empower Network with the way our comp structure is, right? I hope you guys know that. A lot more, okay? So let's see if in the next 3 weeks, Let's see a challenge. I got a challenge there for 600 or 800 or 1,000 people or whoever's on this thing still, probably 600 or so because it's on a Sunday, 500, something like that. I got a challenge for you. Who can outproduce me? Okay, personally, we're not talking about pass ups or anything like this. Just production. Who thinks they could get more people than me? I'm curious. You might be able to. I doubt it. And it's not because of the front blog, because we don't get too many signups from that, because it's not cookied. All the cookies go everywhere else. So people go to the front blog, they search in the search engines, they find you guys' blogs. It's from marketing. It's from PPC and solos and stuff like this. We get all our sales just like you guys do. So who thinks they could get more than us? I'm actually curious and challenged. I don't know if you guys, I'm not trying to say, I'm better, but I'm actually curious if you guys could actually make more sales than I can. And that'd be pretty cool, I think, if somebody beat us out. So 3 weeks, somebody can lay it on, I doubt it, but go ahead and try. So March 12th to March 31st, right? It's a competition period, all right? And points will accrue through there, and then the prizes will be all paid out after that. We'll have official dates for the retreat and this other stuff as we're going through the competition, okay? So there's a structure to competitions and getting people to make decisions, okay, that works really well. And there's things that you can do, and it doesn't work if you do it all the time, but if you do it over short windows, they'll dramatically increase your results. There's certain language and certain things you can say that compel people to take action when they're normally on the fence, okay? And there's also things you can do to create huge amounts of upsells from relatively lower amounts of work, all right? And there's also things you can do all in the mix to build a team or sell whatever you want on the back end. And the stuff that I'm about to teach you is actually pretty easy, okay? But you've got to trust me that it's easy, or it won't work for you, okay? You just got to trust me that this is not complex. It takes a lot of work, but it's not really that complicated, okay? You guys ready? Okay, so first thing is, let's talk about a daily habit for the next 3 weeks. For the next 3 weeks, whatever you're doing now, I suggest that you just crank it up a few notches, whatever it is you're doing, okay? So if you're doing PPC, do 3 times as much. If you're doing solos, do 3 times as much. If you're emailing, email more. If you're doing webinars, do a little bit more webinars, right? So whatever you're doing, just crank it up, right? But there's a daily habit that works really well for selling, especially in like a competition period, because what you want to do is you want to capture attention, okay? Because people's eyes will be everywhere. People will be on the fence everywhere, and you got to capture attention, right? So how do you do that? Well, number one thing that would be good for you to do is email daily, right? Email daily. Now, we talk about this all the time, and I would even say for a short period of time, email 2 times a day, right? Now, people say twice a day. Folks, twice a day is great because I'll tell you, people keep reading the emails, right? You'll get slightly higher unsubscribes, and you also get a lot more sales. The more you email, the more sales you make, honestly. And it's the truth. You can't do this all the time, because if you email twice a day every day, your whole list, it's too much, right? Hold on a second here. Taking off, love? I just got distracted by my wife there. She's just gorgeous. I just get distracted by her. So email twice a day. You say twice a day? Well, if somebody doesn't want your emails, they can unsubscribe and get off your list, right? It's the way it is. Now, it's also going to be a good idea. We're gonna have swipe from what we're putting out, right? To use our swipe, but also if you're going to use swipe only, right? You want to personalize it. Right? Now, you can there's a time you can go where you just send what we send. But if it's all you do, right? You're not going to get the results you want. All right? You got to mix it up a little bit. So how do you personalize email swipe? Really easy. If you take, for example, if we write an email and we give you a format, and by the way, if you guys go to the front blog, there's swipe copy, there's a tab where what we're doing is we're going to keep putting more and more email swipe there. So even if you're coming in later, hopefully my goal is like eventually to have years of email swipe there that people can still use and just copy paste at any time and just email out. Just publicly available. Anybody could use it. They could even cheat and use it for something else, but that'd be silly. So we'll have the swipe, okay, available over there. So the swipe, personalize it. How do you do that? Well, put a little paragraph at the beginning of the email and forward it. Like, so if you have a message where, it says 4 million paid out in 120 days or something like that, and that's the headline. That's not a very good headline, honestly. But if that's the headline, right, you put a little forward, 4 million paid out in 120 days, and then at the top of it, put a little paragraph. Say something like, hey, I wanted to reach out and connect because I just got this email from my business partners, Dave Wood and Dave Sharp. They just put their public numbers out. They've helped people earn $4 million in the last 120 days. I want you to read this email because it's got some urgent, critical information for your business. And then have the swipe below that, right? Personalize it. Because if you just copy and paste, if you're competing and you've got Bob who's on 5 lists, what's going to happen is he's going to get bombarded with the same email. And whose email will he open? He'll either open the first one he gets, or he'll open the one with the different headline. He'll open the one that looks just a little different. So personalize it, right? And also, we probably won't send out 2 swipe emails a day. So make one up on your own. Get a little creative, right? And what I like to do is this. If I'm going to do in a promotional period, I like to do something like a direct sales message, and then I like to have some sort of a leadership message, right? And the leadership message would be like, I might record an audio, right? Like, how many people here are on my personal list, right? If you're on my personal list, it's water. Hold on a second. My voice is getting dry. And can we shut that door? Because as minor as that sound is in the background, ADD is a monster. All right, so personalize it. And then the second one, I would actually do something a little bit more engaged and personal, right? For example, make a YouTube video, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, with a message, okay, an update, and put it on your Empower Network blog and email that to your list with a direct link to join underneath the video. Easy thing to do. If any of you guys don't know how to put YouTube videos in your blog, you actually just you don't need to even make a clickable link. You just copy the link to the YouTube video, you paste it in the post, and you hit post and the video just shows up, right? Because we're integrated with YouTube like that. So personalize it and send out a message. Now, let me give you an example of a leadership message. Those of you who are on my personal list, you also know this because I sent something like this out yesterday where I recorded an audio. Now, I've got this nice microphone, so my audios, they sound all sexy. But even if you don't have that, right, what do you want to do? You could take something like a computer microphone. I used to have a headset. When I had no money and I was starting, I used to do this. I'd pop an audio out there, right? And I'd say a message. It was something like this. I'd say, hey guys, this is Dave Wood, and I just wanted to reach out and connect with you, those of you who are on my personal list, who've been reading my emails and following what I say. I wanted to give you an update on what's going on. In the last 4 days, I've actually made $4,000 by applying a couple of strategies. And right now, I know there's a lot of people bombarding you and asking you to take action. There's a lot of them. But I want to cut through the crap here for a second. If you're on this message, if you're listening to this audio, you're here because you want to make a decision. You want to change your life. And you're not looking for